後世にしっかりと僕のイケメンぶりを残しておかないと。
そろそろ宿に戻ろっか。
でも
In the story of Frieren, one name stands above the rest in its impact on not just the main characters of the story, but also on the very world itself. It's the name of a hero who could cut down demons and monsters alike while also carrying a heart filled with love and hope. All that to say, a perfect hero. Of course, I could only be talking about Himmel, the hero who took down the Demon King. But what exactly does all this mean? In the anime of Frieren, Himmel hardly has much screen time to talk about. However, if you take the time to look closely, you'll find the very word itself is in some ways a part of the legacy Himmel left behind. His heroism, despite being in a fictional media, does not just inspire the characters who live in the world, but also touches people who live among us in the real world. His story is not just one that passes by quickly as just another fantasy hero. For me, he is one of the best. So today, let's dive right in on all those questions you have in your mind and get down to why Himmel is indeed the perfect fantasy hero. A hero's true edge.
こうやって
For any real fan, you'll know that it is quite sad that despite being such an interesting character, Himmel is pretty short-lived in screen time. No pun intended. But because of this, he's almost a mysterious being to us as fans. In a way though, this does exactly what's intended, as the story of this anime follows Frieren and her desire to learn more about humanity, along with the memories she's already experienced. We see remnants of the foes he and his party had defeated, and very rarely we see Himmel himself in flashbacks showing off his superhuman capabilities. But more importantly, throughout the story, we end up meeting many characters who were touched in some way by Himmel's heroism. A somewhat mundane example of this can be seen through the herbalist taking care of Himmel's statue. She was directly saved by him many years ago and is now trying to do right by his legend by maintaining it. Another is the Straw Hat Elder, whom Himmel frequently visited when checking in on Qual's seal. It seems like a small matter, but this shows how Himmel was true to his task of both protecting and connecting even at his old age. A more extreme example, though, which is also in a way a culmination of the others, is Wirbel. We meet him much later in the first season, but Wirbel is a very experienced mage by the time we do meet him, being the captain of the Northern Magic Corps. Apparently, his village was once saved by Himmel. Despite not seeing this for himself, he was always enamored by the epic stories of Himmel and the hero's party. However, for a time he was confused as to why the elders in the village were only focused on the more mundane stories of the legendary hero. The stories where Himmel and his party helped with seemingly boring and mundane tasks throughout the village. But at some point after Himmel's death, their village was once again attacked by demons, and that's when those mundane stories rang loudly for the young Wirbel.
何が言いたいの？
俺をここまで連れてきたのは勇者ヒンメルのくだらない冒険譚だ。
It was then that he realized the importance of mundane help, as no matter how epic the stories may be, those days were not what the village needed at this time. The desire for people to continue their daily lives. This realization is what propelled Wirbel to assist whomever he came across, no matter how trivial or mundane. So while Himmel was definitely a force to be reckoned with, epic battles were not where his heroism truly lay. His heroism was in the help he gave to the people in need. And that's the main point of being a hero: to help, to save. At one point in Frieren's journey, she, along with Stark and Fern, comes across the sword of the hero, which naturally surprises Frieren's companion, as the hero Himmel was thought to have wielded it in his battle with the Demon King. As it turns out, Himmel was never able to pull the sword from the stone. Himmel was, in a sense, not the true hero. Nevertheless, his conviction to be a hero did not waver. Accepting the fact that he could only be a fake one, he continued to wield only a replica as he journeyed to save innocents and make the world a better place, no matter the weapon on his hip.
僕は魔王を倒して世界の平和を取り戻す。そうすれば偽物だろうが本物だろうが関係ない。
In the end, no one but a few knew about this fact, and evidently they were right by doing so, as Himmel found success in the end and proved that being a hero doesn't always mean having the perfect tool. It's will and conviction that form the path. Before we move on, remember to like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more awesome content like this one. Human in every way.
どうせこの村には滞在するんだ。 様子を見ようじゃないか。
While everything we've discussed so far is proof of Himmel as a great hero, what puts him in the path of a perfect one is how close he really is to humanity. Himmel is not just an unstoppable sword fighting against demon armies, he's a man with a heart and his own personality. Right off the gate, we see a lot about how Himmel is as a person through how he acts with his other party members. We see how he's down to earth while also being comically vain, especially in regards to his appearance. While his heart may be beautiful, his outward appearance is too, and he 100% knows it. That vanity is exactly what makes him a character and a hero that we as an audience can relate to better and feel a deeper sense of endearment towards. And that's not all. There's also one gem of a scene that really shines amongst his scarce appearances. During the episode where Frieren is once again encountering demons in her journey with Fern, we get to see flashbacks of a particular incident involving the hero's party, a village, and a demon girl. The same demon girl who had successfully inserted herself into a human village through the use of pity. And despite Frieren's objections, everyone, including Himmel, was eventually convinced that demons are capable of change and remorse. A shining example of Himmel's strength through hope. But this time, things don't go their usual peachy way. As it turns out, demons are truly irredeemable beings, only ever mimicking human emotions and actions to further their own interest. People die, and with this, Himmel now sees the truth. It was a plain as day a mistake, and innocents suffered for it. Himmel, in all his shining hope, was wrong in his belief. By all accounts, he should have initially cut the demon down, but true to his hero form, he at least cuts it down swiftly once the time did come. It's a harsh lesson for him.
なのに、なんでお母さんなんて言葉を使うの？だって、殺せなくなるでしょ。
But for us as viewers, it's just another amazing moment showing the character of Himmel. He's not a perfect person, and that's okay because people aren't perfect. That's partly why Frieren as an anime is so great, because this very lesson is what Frieren is trying to explore. Humanity is not just a creature, it's a feeling, ever-changing thing. But another stereotypical part of humanity is love, and just like any one of us, Himmel has that too. We could take a guess from many of the other interactions and flashbacks that this handsome hero had the hots for his elf companion. One flashback in particular got everyone watching red in the cheeks. That is, of course, the time he gifted Frieren with a ring. After realizing the full meaning behind the ring he had bought, he even presented it like a would-be husband would present any ring. A glorious proposal moment. Except the receiver had no idea what was going on until many, many years later. Yep, somehow Himmel is a lot closer to us than we initially thought. Just like us, he was also hit by romantic woes. In fact, it was so great he never got a chance to outright tell Frieren his feelings, even until the very end. I suppose even a hero can have trouble with romance after all. Himmel is flawed with a vain personality and imperfect decision-making, but all this doesn't make him lesser. In fact, all this is exactly why he comes close to the perfect hero all of us can look up to and hope to stand beside.
世界に平和な時代が訪れよう。
The power of fantasy. So we've talked about why Himmel is a hero, but what even is the point of a hero? Well, in the story of Frieren, there are many who've been touched by Himmel's heroism. We've already mentioned Wirbel as a specific example, but practically everyone we came across in the anime has Himmel to thank, as, you know, he essentially stopped Armageddon, the end of the world. In the most cliche of ways, he was a hero who saved the world. All the sights of boisterous cities and happy citizens, that is the result of Himmel's efforts. The reason the anime can have a slow-paced journey, the reason we can enjoy so many chill moments with the cast, it's all thanks to Himmel and the hero's party all those years before. But even all that doesn't show the length of Himmel's reach. You see, the reason I can say Himmel is a truly great hero is because of one particular incident in real life that demonstrates the real power of fictional storytelling. As great as All Might is, his biggest fan needed multiple seasons just to become a proper hero himself. In May of 2024, a young man was part of a group of other civilians who stopped a knife-wielding attacker on a train. After the incident, he himself mentioned how he was inspired by You guessed it, the character of Himmel, stating that even if he was given the choice again, he'd do it just the same because that's what a hero would do. And that is one of the most important pieces of being a hero. Not just to slay, not just to save, but also to inspire. Heroism doesn't just end with a hero, and it doesn't have to start with a hero's blade, or even the slaying of a demon king. The power of fantasy allows us another view of what is possible. Stories about heroes and demons, these may be far from what we go through in our daily lives, but within these are lessons we can take even in our most mundane moments. That is why Himmel and his legacy are so great to watch. And that is why he is, in my opinion, a perfect fantasy hero.
でも旅を続けている以上また会うことだってあるだろう。涙の別れなんて僕たちには似合わない。
But if you consider us heroes for making this video, consider hitting that super thanks button on this video. And if you want to join all the others in discussing the Giga Chat that is Himmel, make sure to hop in on the comments down below. Do you like Himmel as much as we do? Do you wish we saw more moments with him around? Especially some action scenes? Do you think Himmel and Freeren would have been a good couple? We can't wait to hear it. As always, thanks for watching. We'll be seeing you again next time.